Day Dawns ARKS. Welcome everyone to your Phantasy Star podcast recorded live on March 4th, 2025. I'm one of your hosts, PrinceBrightstar, and with me is Rooks. Go ahead and say hello.
I hope you're all having a good day today.
So, February was a pretty interesting month for the game. We had both the final encounter with Vile, kind of came up a little quick there, given how quick things are in terms of story progression, although, what's that, like 9 months or something between the story and Vile actually showing up?
Yep, kind of a very painful wait. And had they properly, I'd say, if they properly pieced things out with a story, Vale might have had more of an impact. Right now it just feels like a throwaway boss almost.
Kinda, but we also did get some pretty big story reveals as well, including effectively where the Nameless City is located. So that was interesting to see. In terms of this month, we already know a little bit about what Sega is planning here. So they have a 5th anniversary campaign going on for the PSO2 global side of things. And if we just scroll through this briefly here, it's already started here. Starting on the 1st of this month, basically all quests now have a 100% rare drop rate going on. There are also several commemorative gifts being given out, depending upon when you log in, as well, including a weapon camo there. There's also a treasure scratch going on over the next 2 weeks after the maintenance ends. And we also have another reward box to grab stuff from, including beta reactors and star gems. So there's already some stuff going on here, but it's going to be a huge question here of if Sega's able to actually keep the hype going from what they built up over the last month here. Aside from Vile, we had the Ruin Masquerade fight, which had started back in January, and that had been progressing slowly, so slowly that I had been clowning on the content for a bit there, just by effectively pogoing up and down on it like we used to with Solus, in order to increase damage. But that final fight, that was something, wasn't it?
Honestly, I haven't had a chance to look at it yet.
Gotcha.
But from what I hear, yes, from what I hear from others, yes, it has. I just haven't want to spoil it for myself quite yet.
Gotcha. Understood. Yeah, it's a very interesting fight. You kind of have to unlearn a few things that you learned depending upon how you were fighting the fight up until then. But, I mean, I had it down the day that it came out, so it's, in that respect, to me, it's also a little bit of a disappointment, considering how hard the original version was at depth 999 on the PSO2 Classic portion of things. But, at the same time, you know what? They did actually add in some mechanics that you had to be aware of. You had to kind of work your way through things in order to make sure that you weren't going to go down. And for my part, I managed to figure out how to nullify an entire aspect of the fight just by doing some planning before the fight even began. So, yeah, I've got the final weapon camo and the 6th title from the fight at this point. So I'm looking forward to whatever is coming up. But at the same time, we know that Sega usually does seasonal events in the off month, so it'll be interesting to see what they've actually got planned for this month. I'm hoping if they don't have that much planned, that we might at least see like maybe like a preview of what's coming up in April, because that was also interesting that immediately after the Vile fight, they effectively rolled credits on version 2.
Yes, though I remember someone mentioning that.
Let's see what they say on the headline here.
Welcome back, everybody.
Message in. Yeah, I did enjoy it.
Hello, everyone.
It's 9 p.m., so let's get started with NGS Headline. I am Hiro Arai, the official navigator of NGS, and I will be the NGS Headline. Yes, Headline. I am Hiro Arai, the official navigator of NGS, and I will be the MC for this program. I will be bringing you the latest info on NGS. It's March. While there may still be a cold day here and there, you can sense that spring is just around the corner. We have more quest and event information for you this month. In the second half of this broadcast, we will be revealing some exciting collab information you won't want to miss. Stay tuned till the end. Now, once again, this program is to inform players about the current operation and upcoming updates of Sega's online RPG, PSO2 New Genesis, also known as NGS. We will also share details about exciting campaigns and peripheral information, and discuss the present and future of NGS for our players. This is a pre-recorded broadcast. If you would like to watch it in Japanese, you can check it out on the Japanese NGS YouTube channel. Without further ado, let's move on to the updates you've all been waiting for.
So, let's see if they can keep that hype going or not.
Let's hope.
First off, I'd like to share some info on the March 2025 updates. Let's start with the video.
Alright, so this is a PSO2 classic theme.
They've been doing a lot of callbacks to base PSO2.
Yeah, I think they've realized they can't avoid it anymore.
Wait,
Got
what's
the
that
great rapid back.
Macedon ring around the...
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just noticed there's a Macedon ring around the Emperor Rapid.
Yep. Okay, those claws look like from one of the enemies we have in New Genesis here.
Okay, looks like it brings himself back. This looks like, yeah, a rehash of older quests.
Yeah, I agree. Also, getting a lot of pixelation. This happened last time as well.
It may not be Sega's fault, because I'm getting it on my side as well.
Alright, now we got a theme from episode 5 of PSO2 for the Buster quest. Nothing's really catching my eye from this scratch here.
Not really, other than that one rehash of what looks like a re-release of an older hairstyle.
Yeah. Huh. Okay, we got a new version of the rock guitar, although we already have one in from base PSO2 as well. We'll see if that one makes makes different sound effects, I guess.
Oh,
okay,
so,
that rappy cushion.
Well, I mean, it's a great way of letting someone know you're just AFKing through a quest.
True. Okay, here we go. Relay quest, and they are limited time, apparently. Which automatically is a huge disappointment there.
I hear Super Batter screaming somewhere.
Probably. Actually, you know what? This kind of looks more like what those Sonic-themed race quests we've had in the past. Alright, so that's it for the first half.
How was it? Let me go through the details with these slides. Starting with this. The seasonal event, Spring 2025, will begin on March 5th. Central City is in full bloom, adorned with vibrant seasonal decorations, while region mags receive a spring-themed makeover. A few guests will join in on the fun too. Hululu Rappy, Hululu Emperor Rappy, and Hululu Great Rappy are here to bring spring vibes to the different regions of Halpha. Our navigator for this seasonal event is Shiandi, looking hardcore in her new punk threads. She is investigating enemy movement in Halpha, so see what she has to say.
Yeah, that is kind of nice, although we still have yet to see what Central
Shiandi's
Underground
seasonal
looks
points
like.
exchange shop will feature a fresh lineup of items, including seasonal build parts and portable holograms, as well as badge accessories inspired by the Kavaris leaders.
Don't they say have the
You can
creative
also
space
try
materials?
your
They
luck
could actually
with limited
manufacture
time Spring 2025 special
a
scratch tickets
Central
to get
Underground easily,
rewards,
couldn't
including
they?
Equipment
True.
upgrade items.
But the question would become, how do you attach that to the regular gameplay
Limited time
world?
tasks and title tasks will also be added at the start of this event. Complete these tasks to get TA Customization Disc X Omni, N Master Cubes, and Arms Refiner 2, as well as new titles and N Augment Transfer Pass vouchers. The seasonal event exclusive Spring 2025 special scratch lineup also includes new weapon camo like Curio Oracle Squad Seegers and Adelmergen. You can get tickets for this scratch from the seasonal points exchange shop or by completing limited time quests. Please keep in mind that some items from the Spring 2025 Special Scratch will be added to the regular Special Scratch lineup after the event, but they will be more difficult to obtain. So if there's anything you want, now's the time to get it. Next, I'd like to introduce the limited time quest, Flurry of Flowers Cleanup Op 2025. This is a revamp of a previously released limited time quest, featuring reworked enemy spawns and changes to the trials and gameplay elements. At the end of the quest, you will face two special spring event enemies, Petalstorm Thunder Bancer and Petalstorm Thunder Banshee, that boast a flurry of floral effects. This is a fight you won't want to miss. Title tasks and limited time tasks will also be added along with this quest. Complete these tasks to get titles, SG, Spring 2025 Special Scratch tickets, and N Augment Transfer Pass vouchers.
We'll see how unique this is compared to the prior
Snag
version.
tickets for Treasure Scratch 8, a special scratch featuring precious and elusive items by completing the
Honestly,
quest
I may
during
not-
the campaign
Go ahead.
period.
I do know the Banshees do have unique effects to their
You can also
attacks,
get
except
fabulous
the
scratch count
special-
bonuses, including
special
Big Bang
effects supply
scratch
to 'em.
ticket silver.
Yep. I just don't know if I'm
Rock
going to
out
stick
in
around
style with the new
much
AC
beyond the
scratch
first
ticket,
run or
Punk
however
Rock
many
Pulse.
runs it takes to clear the task.
Headbang in style with punk rock leather jackets, gothic outfits, and metal guitar themed weapon camo. The scratch count bonus offers alternative versions of the motion change items featured in the scratch ticket lineup: Glide, Cushion EX, and Dash Cushion EX. A new limited time quest called Relay Quest will be available starting March 11th. Relay Quest contains a collection of quests, and the content and number of participants changes completely every 2 days. A diverse range of quests await you, from one where ARKS clear swaths of enemies
Maybe-
using photon blasts, to another unique quest involving
Maybe
throwable
we are being
objects
too
within
hasty
Central
with
City.
about the limited time tag they added onto it.
And Weapons Badge C.
They may
drops
just be
from this quest and can be
recycling the same
exchanged at
quests
the
with
item
different
traders and
features on
Weapons
it.
Badge exchange
Yeah,
for
it,
N Master Q.
yeah, it could simply
the
be that
potent
the relay
Augment
quest
C
doesn't go
Giga
away and they
Trial
just said
and
limited
more.
time because it changes so often.
The 12-star rarity 12 Weapon Series is also up for grabs, and players can earn 900,000 experience points for completing the quest. The same rewards will be available regardless of the quest contents, so feel free to enjoy the quests that suit your playstyle. Title tasks and limited time tasks will also be added. Complete these tasks to get titles, and augment transfer pass vouchers, and Spring 2025 special scratch tickets. Next, we have SG Support Item Select March 2025, which you can draw using Star Gems. The prize lineup has changed since the previously released SG Support Item Select December 2024, and now features C Hystera Domina S. Various consumables useful for preset skill enhancement are making a return, and you can receive a preset skill enhanced material not required through the scratch count bonus. Additionally, some preset enhancement related support items have had their drop rates adjusted to make them easier to get. So enhance your weapons and armor and aim for even greater heights. Mission Pass NGS Season 42 is also on the way. This Mission Pass features accessory versions of the Wing Shielder and Wing Vant armors from PSO2, as well as a new metal plate tiara accessory. A color variant of motion change Glide Farfalla is also up for grabs. On top of items like stamps and accessories, valuable items such as personal shop use 3 days and SG scratch ticket prize slips will carry over from the previous lineup. Don't miss out. Next, I'd like to introduce the AC Scratch Ticket Multi-Remix line. This ticket includes alternative versions of previously released avatar items including accessories, eyes, eyelashes, makeup, and body paint. It includes a diverse array of variations, such as two-tone color versions of extension-type accessories, mirrored versions of makeup, alternative color versions of eyes, and more. This ticket also brings back popular accessories, like Relaxed Side Extension, and has Magis Gladia Sol S as the scratch count bonus, so don't
There's just
miss
not
out.
much that's catching my eye here except for the sort of pay-to-win aspect of that right there.
That is all for the
Pretty
updates
much.
coming in the first half of March.
I've already gotten my units up to where I
Let's
want
see
them,
what's
so
coming in the second
I'm
half.
pretty much done with the upgrades.
Same here.
Let's start with the video.
Hello,
Shiva
enemy
music.
ship.
Another round of relay quests. Oh, now we got some Lucille puzzles coming in.
That's what I was thinking too. If I were happier with the game, I might be interested in some of these, but honestly, right now, I'm just kind of going, okay, more stuff I'm going to just pass up right now.
Yep. Yeah, because we really don't know what's going to happen now that they've rolled credits, how much longer they're either going to keep to New Genesis, or if they're going to introduce a new game behind New Genesis, or if it's going to be just a new episode soon. And if it is a new game, we don't know if things are going to carry over or not.
I'm not finished yet. You leave me no choice.
Time to give it my all. That hurts. Disappear.
I got a bunch of old voice tickets. Yeah, that was kind of interesting, that growl there.
Actually, these look like they're new.
Yeah. Oh, we're back in Lucille again.
If there's one thing I'm happy, it looks like they have not made the current weapons outmoded yet.
Agreed.
How was it? Let me go through the details with these slides.
So at least it seems like they do have some stuff
New quests
for
are
us.
being
It's just
added
going to be a
the
question of
limited time quest.
how
Relay
long can this
quest
stuff
line
actually
up on
last to
March
keep our
19th.
interest.
This includes racing quests where ARKs compete for the fastest completion time using floating boards and other implements, as well as quests where players earn quest points in a variety of ways, offering a different experience from the previous week. The content will change every 2 days, and we encourage you to try them all so you can enjoy a variety of quests. Limited time tasks will also be added in conjunction with this limited time quest update. Complete these tasks to earn NEX cubes and N augmentation success rate plus 20%. Furthermore, the seasonal points exchange shop will also be getting new items like the accessory Remotus missile and a color variant of the motion change item, Idle Star Riding. Additionally, items such as the Spring 2025 special scratch tickets and N Master Cubes will have their quantity limits increased, so be sure to grab them. A new scratch ticket, Divine Darkness, has come to light. Draw it to uncover dark mage-inspired outfits, sacred dresses, and luxurious aristocratic-style gowns. The scratch count bonus contains alternate versions of the Beauty EX Glide and Idle motion change items included in the scratch ticket prizes. The limited time quest, Halfa Environmental Testing Zone Cleanup Op Part 3, will be available from March 25th. This is a remake of a previously released quest. This time, the difficulty of the laser sensors has been eased, and players receive enhancement effects for skillfully navigating through them.
I hate to say it, they're still going to just triple on
Additionally,
purpose.
your clear rank for
Yep.
this quest will be determined by the number of trials completed. So make good use of the enhancement effects and aim for an S rank. Limited time tasks and title tasks will also be added for this limited time quest. Complete these tasks to earn titles and augment transfer pass vouchers and Spring 2025 special scratch tickets.
Yeah, depending upon your skill level, it may be easier just
Keep
to
your
solo
eyes
them.
and ears open for 3 voice-related AC scratch tickets coming your way. NGS New Voice Scratch features a number of new NGS spec voice tickets, while PSO2 Type 1 voice memories and PSO2 Type 2 voice memories are bringing back PSO2 spec voice tickets. You can listen to a sample of any of the voices through the in-game scratch ticket
This one
prize
I
list,
am looking
so
at.
be sure to find
So,
your favorite voices.
If something does come up, Angel might be getting a new voice.
That
Okay.
concludes the update information for today. Moving on to the next segment. NGS Operation Report. For this segment, the NGS Operation Report, I selected questions and comments from players to bring to the development and live operation teams and bring you their answers. I also have a letter from the developers to share with you. We'll start with the letter from the developers, a message from the dev team to the players. Allow me to read it to you. We would like to thank all the ARKs out there for continuing to play NGS. Moving forward, we will provide information on the intended implementation of updates introduced in this program and our plans for future improvements in the form of a letter from the developers. This time, we would like to talk about relay quests. Relay quests are a new type of limited-time quest. While many of the previous limited-time quests only featured weekly changes in enemies or terrain, we wanted the experience for this quest type to change significantly over the span of its time limit. Therefore, this quest type is designed to have substantial changes in content and the number of participants every 2 days. The N Weapons Badge C that drop in these quests can be exchanged for items like N Master Cubes and C Giga Trial. You can also earn seasonal points, so try to play every day.
Yeah, I think this is going to help to
We
solve
have
part of the
information about a new quest
the
that will
frequency
be
issue.
updated in April.
where people get tired too
We've
quickly.
prepared a special video for you to watch first.
Oh?
Oh, we go.
Oh my god, it's
nice.
not a box of 5 and 5x5 anymore.
Wait, what?
Are these divide quests? Okay, yeah, they're keeping the hype up. Yeah, I agree.
Except the problem is it's still Lucille. They're still using the same assets that we've been seeing for a year now.
True. But they're bringing in Crew and Masquerader as well.
What did you think? This content offers a different player ability buff system and quest challenges than the previous Lucille exploration quest. More details will be provided in the next broadcast, so join us next time for more info. That's all for the letter from the developers. Thank you for continuing to play NGS. That was the letter from the developers. Continuing on to the next section.
The question is going to be
I'll
the
have
rewards
answers
that
from
come
the
along with
development
this.
and live operations teams to player questions and comments. Here's the first one. Multi-weapons can now be crafted using items from different series. But I can't tell if those sold in the personal shop were made using multi-weapon substitutes. Could the item names be displayed as multi-weapon materials under item details? Here is their response. We are working on improving the display so that the names of items registered under a multi-weapon will appear in the second tab of the multi-weapons item details. Please bear with us until this is implemented. Let's move on to the next question. Recently, there have been notable instances of players who don't use Mars being stronger than those who do. Are there any plans to strengthen Mars? Here is their response.
Isn't Mars supposed to scale off the player?
One would
Our
hope.
plan for Mars balance adjustments is to ensure that the potency of Mars is higher than that of players in general, while avoiding having it be overpowered to the point where it reduces player combat options.
So basically, there shouldn't be any changes need to be done. It's just a matter that players aren't
Therefore,
upgrading their own
we currently do not
characters
plan to adjust the potency
as usual.
of Mars to significantly exceed the abilities of the average player. However, we will also be monitoring its potency regularly to ensure that the class balance adjustments and equipment upgrades for players do not make Mars comparatively weaker. We appreciate your understanding regarding this matter. Let's move on to the next question. Region mags rarely ever activate because they are dependent on how active the region is, making gameplay challenging. Here is their response. We plan to reduce the amount of items required to activate the region mag boosts. Please wait a little longer as we continue to review the effects of the region mag and their duration.
That could certainly
That
help
was their answer.
lower level players
That's all
that
for our
are
Q&A today.
that struggle with getting certain triggers done and
Moving
such.
forward, we will continue to select and bring your questions and feedback to the development and operations teams and share their answers with you. Please share your thoughts and opinions about
Yeah,
this
it was
program
surprising
and
that
game
there were
using the
no,
hashtag NGS Headline
clearly
on X and other social media.
garbage questions added in this time around.
Moving on to the next segment.
Yes, Vestigent, making open world relevant again is crucial.
Now let's move on from the updates and talk about some other
Or they just need
NGS-related
to kill off the open world.
I'm
Yep.
sure it will get you even more hyped to play the game.
Yeah, and as for the region mags, either they had to
Let's start
do
with
that
this.
or they would have to like tie all the region mags together.
More PSO2 New Genesis merch is coming to the Sega Atlas store via Amazon Merch on Demand.
Watch Lisa sell more than Glenn over there.
Now's
Yeah,
the perfect
although
time to check
by
out
the time
Amazon
it's
Merch
by the
on
time
Demand
people
store.
actually we're already past the time of Valentine, so
The PSO2 Global 5th Anniversary campaign begins March 1st. A rare drop rate boost of 100% will be applied to all quests. Look out for the PSO2 Global 5th Anniversary gifts that will be distributed starting March 4th. Log in every week during the event period to receive 10 Spring 2025 special scratch tickets and a variety of other items. Don't miss out on the fabulous gifts we have in store for you. The Treasure Scratch will start on March 5th. Adjustments have been made to some of the featured items so that you are more likely to obtain useful items from this scratch ticket. Moreover, Big Bang Scratch Ticket Silver has been added to the scratch count bonus. Complete urgent quests to have a go at the Treasure Scratch. The reward box will come tumbling in on March 18th. As before, the reward box contains star gems, items exchangeable for N Maseta, Big Bang Scratch Ticket Silver, and more. Get reward box medals by taking on limited time tasks. The NGS store page will be available on Razer Gold in more countries starting March 5th. You will be able to purchase AC using a wide range of methods, including prepaid cards and digital payment methods. We hope you'll give it a try. Please note that AC purchased from this store cannot be used on PlayStation 4. Please refer to the official site for more information regarding these campaigns. The virtual livers at Niji Sanji will be collaborating with NGS for the third time. The 4 influencers participating this time will be Ars Al Mal, Debi Debi Debiru, Nui Saucier, and Rindo Mikoto. You will have a chance to get avatar items for cosplaying as these collab livers, including outfits, hairstyles, accessories, and weapon camo, as well as voices and build parts, including life-size cutouts. The collab is scheduled
I'm
to
kind of
start in
surprised. Wasn't there like
mid-April.
some bad stuff that went down last year or
To
something?
celebrate this announcement,
Yep.
we'd like to share
Niji
this
Sanji
original
hasn't
collab
gone over
visual
it
with
yet.
you.
I can talk more about it after the headline if you
Illustration was
want.
created
Okay.
by Ino Oka, the same artist as our previous 2 collabs. Finally, allow me to briefly introduce Niji Sanji. Niji Sanji Project is a VTuber virtual liver project with a wide variety of influencers. They are active on YouTube and other video distribution platforms with the aim of accelerating the next generation of entertainment. We'll share more details about this collab in the next broadcast, so please look forward to it. That's all for this episode of NGS Headline. We look forward to seeing more of your thoughts in response to future NGS Headline episodes. Please share your thoughts and feedback on this program and the game using the hashtag NGS Headline on X. Together, we can make NGS an even more fantastic game. Before we end this episode, I have a message for all of you ARKs out there who are tuning in today. This may come as a surprise, but I, Hiro Arai, have decided to step down from my role as the NGS official navigator for NGS Headline due to personal reasons. I began my role as the official navigator when NGS was announced in 2020, and NGS Headline was launched a year after that. Each broadcast I hosted has been met with much fanfare and encouragement from all of you. I even received many heartwarming messages from you ARKS back when I broke my arm. Looking back, I truly have nothing but unforgettable memories from all the times we shared. Therefore, the NGS team has prepared a keyword gift here as a token of our gratitude for your tireless support over the years. Say the keyword in the game to get 100 card scratch vouchers and the Captain Rappy accessory. Next, the NGS team has prepared a video for all of us. Let's have a look.
Sorry to see he's going.
My main question is this related to the restructuring?
Yeah, we'll be talking about that soon. This also kind of has the feeling that this may be the last headline.
Good day, all ARKS! How's it going? Welcome to NGS Headline, and thank you for watching. 皆さんこんばんは。NGS Headline へようこそ。改めまして、この番組の MC という大役を務めさせていただきます。NGS 公式ナビゲーターのHiro Araiです。Welcome back, everybody, to NGS Headline. 皆さんこんばんは。21時になりました。NGS Headline.
I should also probably mention that Popona is graduating soon too.
Yeah, her contract ends at the start of April.
お届けしてまいります。ご無沙汰しております。今回より復帰をいたします。さて、改めましてこの番組はセガのオンライン RPG PSO2NGSv2
Yeah, Hiro is leaving.
の現在の運営状況や今後のアップデート情報、そして気になるキャンペーンや
We don't know the circumstances of what's happened. We don't know if he's being promoted or if there's something else happening here. But yeah, there's a very significant shift happening within Sega Sammy right now, which we'll cover shortly.
皆さん楽しんでいただいておりますか？8月にはチームスペースも実装が予定されております。これから少しずつ涼しくなっていくのではないでしょうか。今月2回目の放送となりますが、皆さんいかがお過ごしでしょうか。皆様ご無沙汰しております。
Yeah, definitely.
前回放送では急遽お休みをいただきまして、
he's always sort of had that same demeanor and same
クリ
lines.
スマスも過ぎまして、今年も残すところあとわずかとなりました。2024年最初の放送となります。新たなレアリティ星10武器のローゼラムシリーズが実装されて少し経ちましたがいかがでしょうか。ご無沙汰しております。前回は事情により急遽お休みさせていただく形になってしまいました。今回 NGS ヘッドラインでお届けする情報は以上となります。本番組では NGS をより良くしていくために皆さんからのご意見を募集しております。ゲームに対してはもちろん番組の感想や開発運営チームへの応援メッセージなどでも構いませんので、ハッシュタグ NGS ヘッドラインをつけて X で投稿してみてくださいね。それでは ARKS の皆さん、また次回。Thank you for watching here on Tuesday night. I'll see you on next NGS Headline. Good night.
I am truly grateful for the opportunity to have worked with all of you to make NGS what it is today. Thank you very much. From now on, Yui Hasegawa will take over as MC. And the
Okay,
program
so
as a
they're
whole,
not killing the
along
headline.
with the Q&A segment I was in charge of,
I doubted
will
it.
evolve in a new way. NGS will continue on, so I hope you all will keep enjoying the game. Our new program will begin on Tuesday, March 25th. The new MC, Yui Hasegawa, will focus mainly on the April 2025 updates.
Headline Wave.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Now then, ARKS, I hope you all tune in to our new program.
Thank you so much for following NGS Headline over the years. I appreciate your support and passion. NGS will continue going strong, so please look forward to our new program. Bye-bye.
Best of luck to him. All right, let me bring us back here. All right, so yeah, Hiro Arai is done. That's yeah. Well, we don't know what the circumstances are. We don't know if he's leaving Sega or if he's just headed elsewhere within the industry, or what the deal is. But
Honestly, I don't blame him. You can only tank for so long before it just gets before it gets too difficult.
yeah. Looks like the Japanese stream ended at the same time here, so nothing special there today. Yeah, no, I completely agree. He's he basically had to take the brunt of player anger, and at points we know that anger did eventually spill over to the development team as well, where they had to basically come on screen and apologize for what had happened. But yeah, best of luck to Hiro wherever he ends up after all this here.
So, do you want me to go over the Ninja Sanji stuff now?
Yeah, let's talk about that briefly, because that's, yeah, I remember that being like a huge thing where there was a huge public backlash when things happened, and so I'm really surprised that they decided to collab with these guys again.
Well, it's a complicated affair. Ninja Sanji's global presence has basically turned very sour, where the Japanese side is still well received. Over here in the United States, there was a VTuber that left their services, and it was out due to very poor treatment of her. The VTuber in question was called Doki Bird. At least that was her name afterwards. Let's just say Niji over here on the international side of things, Ninja Sanji is basically has a reputation of being a black company with how they treat people.
Gotcha.
And it's really weird because they treat their female VTubers far worse than their male VTubers, even though the female VTubers tend to be more popular. It's just a very, basically, when that happened back when it was right fresh off of the controversy with basically them driving Doki Bird to nearly killing herself.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was bad. And there was a whole lot of other issues with it, and other people were coming out about it. It was like it was just a really bad look. And then we got some of the nasty side of Ninja Sanji with them threatening people with well, okay, so I should probably explain the differences between Ninja Sanji and, I mean, not the difference between the Japanese side for defamation and United States defamation. In the United States, it's very difficult to actually get sued for defamation. In Japan, you can get sued for defamation if you leave a negative review. It's that bad over there. And Ninja Sanji was trying to do that did not understand that was not the law elsewhere in the world, especially in the United States. So they were threatening, so the Japanese side of the business was actually threatening Americans with defamation lawsuits. And the Americans basically laughed and made things even worse for Ninja Sanji as a result. But most of this has not crossed over into the Japanese Ninja Sanji VTuber sphere.
Gotcha. So, if effectively at this point is the global side of things shut down then?
No, they're still trying to crawl. They're still trying to crawl along, but it's basically, from what I understand, the the American side of Ninja Sanji is kind of having a really hard time recovering, because everyone knows what they did. At least who are interested in VTubers.
Gotcha.
On the Japanese side, they barely know anything about what happened, so they're going strong over on Japan, and that's why we're getting the third collab here.
Yep. But the list certainly didn't include any of the global names. At least I'm guessing there. So yeah, that would sort of make sense. And Sega did say they would carry the same content across both versions of the game. Granted, some stuff never made it over. Odin, as well as certain scenes in base PSO2 that were just dummied out. But yeah,
it is sad, but at the same time, I think the relationship between Final Fantasy XIV and PSO2 has soured significantly.
Yeah, I would agree on that. I mean, 14, as far as I'm aware, was supposed to get some sort of content for their game, and they just simply never got it. So,
yep, no reciprocation yet. But there is also a possibility it may come down the road later, just when NGS actually proves itself again.
True. I guess we'll have to see. All right. So with that covered, I don't think we need to really dwell on that too much longer here. Let's move on to some of the updates that happened in the last month here. Starting with, there's a phenomenon with some hairstyles where the hair appears to float in certain combinations. They had confirmed a phenomenon where this happens with PSO2 spec cast parts. If this phenomenon occurs, please try adjusting the chest parameters, as they have confirmed this can resolve the issue. Along with this, when wearing the Fern's Clothes set series and the Stark's Clothes set series, the color 1 settings do not sync with PSO2 version hairstyles / head parts. And they apologize for the inconvenience on this here. And then got another one here. This was an interesting one. The PSO2 day task progress got reset for some reason on the 5th. So, yeah, they basically just simply say that the task can be completed without any issues, but apparently no compensation for players that had already started those. And then, go ahead.
Never mind.
Okay. And then we also have the Central Volume 3 having released as of last week. And as part of that, if you log in up until the 11th, you are able to get yourself a Central poster here. So, and they are playing the card game. And then we do have maintenance coming up later today, so be ready for that. And this is where they also mentioned the Razor Gold was being added to more regions as well. All right, let's kind of get into the... we're not exactly certain the full impacts of all this just quite yet, and we may not be for some time here. But we do know that there is a significant shakeup happening within Sega Sammy right now here. Starting with a couple of pages off their investor relations site, where there is a notice of changes of directors and executive officers at Sega Sammy Holdings Incorporated and its major subsidiaries. So we're not... unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to see who has kind of swapped in and out here. But there is a shakeup happening. Looks like one is one title is being retired here. Kenichi Tokumura, is he gonna be elsewhere in here? No, they apparently they've looks like that may be the person that's being removed then. Although this is on the Sammy side of things, so don't know if they have any cross relationship to the Sega side. Aside from that, there was also a notice of a revision of the operating results forecast, and that's sort of the more significant portion of the story here, because things like this tend to cause issues in the stock market, where you have to revise what you expect the forecast to actually be, especially when that forecast is going down. So originally, they were expecting, and I think this is in thousands? No, it's in million yen units. Okay. So 445,000, I guess billion yen there, is being revised down to 425 billion yen in net sales. And that is it's less than 5%, but I mean, that's still a significant drop of what's happening here. So that, when you have to revise things down in a corporate environment, that's never good if you're a publicly traded company. So, and to kind of go on to all of this, it was brought to my attention through, I think it was Super Batter that originally sent this to us, Rooks, is that right?
Yep.
So, there was a bunch. Basically, somebody put together a whole bunch of the investor relations information over many years here, and this is actually giving us a real look into what's happened with the basically the sales included in the investor relations material. Now, what I don't know here, because they don't have it listed, is if this is PSO2.
It also includes.
Go ahead.
It also includes. Yeah, this a lot of this is PSO2 related, but Sega obscures the sales of PSO2 through by combining it with other games. So if NGS is having a downturn in sales, it will be covered up by other games related in the same basically that were released the same year and such.
Yep. And the second chart that we have here, the quarterly Steam charts player count, I mean, that's kind of telling. We basically went from launch to effectively dipping to halfway down, and while players did sort of come back a little bit for the launch of Retem, and then stuck around a little bit longer after that. After that, it's just been sort of mostly a downtrend, aside from a couple of points here one in 2024, and then one they're calling it 2025 quarter one. So, but that was before Mars release, so I'm trying to remember what that was that came out at the time. Maybe that was chapter 7 of the story.
That might be. It's interesting. The release of the story content actually brought players in. Who would have guessed that would have actually been such an important thing to actually maintain the story for NGS?
No kidding. Then we got some... Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just going to poke in here and say sales per quarter. Notice how they marked certain collabs, and this basically confirms that, yeah, contrary to what some people have said, clothes are not content. The sales are just not there to support that. The times the sales have actually gone up, I suspect it had to do with player satisfaction rather than anything to do with what content was being released, what clothing content was being released.
Right. And then we got a couple of other charts here. monthly, or rather yearly forecast versus actual sales. So we can see they always expected the amount to be higher than what the actual amount was here. And this is by year here. 2024 obviously was a down year compared to 2023. And then we also have monthly Steam charts player count. And here you can better see that trend line where it's just heading down and to the right. And that's never a good sign. I mean, you're going to have some player fall off over time, but you also have to think a brand new edition of the game, you would think that players would continue to go up and to the right. The best example of that being what happened with World of Warcraft between the launch of the original game and I think it was Wrath of the Lich King, and then after that, the player counts finally started to go down. Now again, this is just Steam, so we're just talking about the global side of things. We don't have access to Sega's internal numbers for players that log in using what's called Sega ID in Japan. We don't have access to that, but the global side is it's very telling given what we're seeing here. We also don't have access to PlayStation 4 player numbers. We don't have access to those that sign in using a Microsoft account, either through an Xbox or through the Microsoft Store. And we also don't have access to any of the other Japanese data for PlayStation 4 or even the Nintendo Switch Cloud version. So just bear that in mind with what we're seeing here. But still, Steam is one of the biggest platforms in the world right now. So it's very telling, even if we don't have the complete picture here.
I've seen some people say it makes up for about 60% of global. So basically, you could say cut Steam's numbers in half and then cut Steam's numbers in half and multiply it by, well, basically you could just double Steam's numbers and you would have what would be the actual player count or active player count for NGS on global.
Yep. Now this cuts off in October, so we don't know how things performed in February. We can only hope that maybe player numbers are going to be rising through March, given that at least they do have some decent content coming out in March, as well as the new Lucille revision in April. But we're going to have to see, and that Steam data is out in the open. That's not something that can be hidden.
If we go down to pages 3 and 4, just a good news for people who are worried that global might shut down. Consistently, overseas has performed better than domestic. I'm not going to say this is like directly Sega versus global versus JP and NGS. Sega knows that global is where the global market, the global and overseas market is basically where the money is, and global has consistently outperformed domestic. So I don't think we have to worry about global shutting down before JP quite yet.
Yeah, and this is not. We're not trying to have a doomsaying conversation here. This is just the reality of what the numbers are. This is investor relations stuff. This is stuff that the company cannot hide. It has to be out in the open, per the rules of being publicly listed. But yeah, here's where we can kind of better see that here, where the outperformance is, especially since we're more interested in consumer sales. This here, let's see. Okay, this is a continuation of the data above, and then here we get to the rest of it. Yeah, so 2022 quarter 3, or no, 2022 slash... Okay, I don't get that /3 there. That I'm not certain about. But yeah, the overseas market is definitely performing better than what we get from the domestic Japanese version. So Sega knows who's making them more money.
So there is heavy pressure for Sega to actually fix things in NGS. It's just a question of, will they? Do they know what they need to do and such?
Yep. And then we just got some more player count data here as well. And it looks like that's it. So, yeah, we won't be seeing the game disappear from the global site anytime soon. No, that I completely agree with you there. Okay, so with that, let's move on to other topics here, including Clementine. So, they had a Valentine's event that took place starting on the 8th that has now wrapped up already. We'll cover that briefly here. Basically, what happened is they brought back an old quest from the Firebreak event, if any of you happened to be around back when the official servers were up. That being Scorched Valley, that was the quest that took place on MoTube. And then they also had a new custom quest called Duet Under Sakura, which was for 2 players only, and could only be participated in if you were on the Ultimate rank only.
Basically the girlfriend quest?
Pretty much, yeah. They also added in some new shiny colors for a couple of weapons there. They mentioned enemies will now have their drop rates improved based on the buffs they have on them. So for a King buff, there's going to be a 1.3 times drop rate boost, and then for a Sword, Shield, Staff, and Boot buff, it'll be a 1.1 times drop rate. And the drop rate bonuses stack onto each other, making an enemy with every buff having a 1.9 times drop rate. They also made it so that players can now hit backspace to exit the gas menu, and then they corrected the photon art damage mods on a few weapons there, and corrected the Bagazuba target count to be 5. Aside from that, they increased the amount of drops for lap number 2 boxes in the Duet Under Sakura quest. We'll kind of skip through the rest of this because the event is gone at this point here. Yeah, there was a bug where under specific conditions the mission would steal Macetive from players. That wasn't a good thing that happened. And then, moving on from there, then we have the update that just took place a couple of days ago here. And so for that one, in Ultimate, all enemies had their drops updated in the Ultimate mode. Each enemy will now have 4 drops that they can roll on. And enemies no longer have different drops based on the planet the mission is on. And then for enemy updates, the following buff icons do the following. So for Crown buff, you get 1.5 times HP and 1.5 times ATA. For Sword buff, it's 1.25 times ATP/TP and 1.5 times ATA. For Shield buff, it's 1.25 times defense and 1.25 times stamina. For the staff, it's 1.25 times MST. Staff will always be applied with the shield buff. And then for the boot buff, it's 2 times evasion. And then they also removed the Rappy Kag and the Bull Volna. With that also, for Ultimate Special mid-mission boxes, those boxes were removed since they were confusing players, apparently. And then each mission now has new clear drops. So I'm not going to go through the whole list here, but the list is available on the wiki if you want to go through it. And we're just going to briefly touch on this here. Affinia did have its Valentine's event, but that event has already passed at this point here. Alright. And that's pretty much all that I had prepared today. Rooks, did you have anything else you wanted to bring up?
Not really.
Alright, so then that brings us to the end of this episode. On behalf of Rooks and myself, thank you for joining us today. Day has dawned. Have a great day, everyone.
See y'all.